Today we're continuing the resurrection account from the very end of Matthew's Gospel, from chapter 28, and we're picking up after the women have left the tomb and they're on their way to share the good news with the other disciples. And in chapter 28, beginning at verse 11, it's the report of the guards. While they were going, some of the guard went into the city and told the chief priests everything that had happened. After the priests had assembled the elders, they devised a plan to give a large sum of money to the soldiers, telling them, "You must say this: his disciples came by night and stole him away while we were asleep. If this comes to the governor's ears, we will satisfy him and keep you out of trouble." So they took the money and did as they were directed, and this story is still told among the Jews to this day. And then we close Matthew's Gospel with what's known as the Great Commission, the commissioning of the disciples to carry on Jesus' work. Now the 11 disciples went to Galilee, to the mountain to which Jesus had directed them. When they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. And Jesus came and said to them, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything that I have commanded you. And remember, I am with you always, to the end of the age." Well, it's quite a remarkable ending to the Gospels. First, we have kind of the cover-up story, which we only find here at the end of Matthew, about the guards and all, and being paid off to say something else had happened. But one of the things I think about the resurrection is you have to give an account for what changed the frightened, scared disciples into these people who were willing to risk their lives, claiming that Jesus was not dead, but that he had been raised, and who, many of whom, went to their deaths, sharing and believing that good news. But it's also important to understand that believing in the resurrection isn't easy, and we shouldn't expect it to be easy for anyone. And here in Matthew 28, it even says that some worshipped and some doubted. So we can understand that. And finally, you have this commission of Jesus telling the disciples that they are to go out and to make disciples, to make followers of Jesus from every nation. And this is in an era before cars, before trains, before plane travel. And remarkably, think how far the good news of Jesus spread in just a matter of a few decades, without any of the modern means of travel and communication that we take for granted. Again, most likely a sign that God's Spirit was a part of it. Go and keep telling others the good news that Christ is risen.